update on my RC experience here. So I stripped out one of the servos like day one, which is fine. But tonight I wasn't even steering it, and this servo caught on fire, which made me a little nervous. I took it apart so I could inspect it. You can see that the this little IC right here is fried, man. It got really super hot and it burnt right through the plastic, and it made a big poof of smoke. So I ran over, turned it off. It actually happened right there. I was just running back and forth, just going back and forth, because I was looking at the tires, because the tires kind of go like this. I really am hating that. It's like, because the tires are wiggly. They're not, I don't know what the deal is with them. But anyway, and so I was just running back and forth looking at the tires, and all of a sudden some smoke started to come pouring out of it, so I turned it off. Took a close look at the situation. There was a hole in the cover of the servo box, and obviously I unplugged everything, and I thought, well, what the hell, the servo's dead, so I'll just take it all apart and see what's inside here. I was always curious. Got a motor. Got a, this must be for the stop, to let it know exactly where it is. So this thing's supposed to be digital, but it's got an analog pot that tells it, I guess it's digital. What is it? Is it analog or is it digital? I have no idea. It's got an analog pot, that's for sure. But, yeah, let me show you the burnt cover. So, what we got here? A bunch of crap here. Here it is. Yeah. I mean, seriously now. So, my concern, of course, is that the next time I plug in a servo, is it's going to catch on fire. So I plugged in the stripped out servo, and it just ran like it always does, like all the time. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I guess it's still providing voltage, and not enough voltage to catch the other one on fire. So, okay. So tomorrow, there's going to be a Axial AS-3 servo I scored off of eBay for like $16.95 free shipping. So I'm going to put that on. Hopefully it will not immediately catch on fire. Got this today. This is to protect my battery. It's a LiPo alarm. It reads out the voltage, the total voltage, and the voltage for each cell. And it does up to, I believe, 6S. Yeah. No, it says 7S. I haven't even ever seen a 7S LiPo. But, yeah, loud as shit, man. So this thing's like, beep, so like a fire extinguisher, a fire alarm going off. So this is real cool. That was super cheap. It was like, I can't even remember what that was, like $3 or $4. It was ridiculously cheap. Nice little piece of kit. So I could get at the servo and everything. I just took the horn off, flopped the thing over. Probably can't see worth a damn because this camera sucks in low light. But yeah, too much fun. Stripped one servo day one. Caught another servo on fire when I wasn't even steering. So what I decided to do is I went ahead and got a Castle Creations battery elimination circuit, a BEC. It's like a little module, and what it does is it feeds voltage directly to the receiver, and then the receiver, gives the voltage to the servos. Because the motors get their voltage, because it's such a high draw for the motors, they get their voltage right off the electronic speed control. So what you do is you just stop the electronic speed control, which has an internal BEC, from feeding the receiver. Okay, and now I could either use I could just use the main battery, and what I do is I have to splice into the main battery connector, feed that into the CC-BEC, create the Castle Creations BEC, and then you plug it into the bind/battery port of the receiver, and then that feeds the receiver voltage directly from the battery instead of having to feed it through the Red Cat ESC. And now all the Red Cat ESC has to do is run the wheels. It doesn't have to do any servo stuff. So that means I can use really stout servos. The CCBEC is programmable, but not unless you have a Castle Link, which costs like $40 or something. It's crazy. It's like, or $20. I can't remember. It's ridiculous. So you guys spend like a ton of money to just to be able to program the BEC. So it has a stock output voltage, something like 5.5. So I think that ought to be enough to drive the servo. It's maxed at 6, so I'm hoping that'll work. But yeah, talk about baptism by fire as an RC noob. Never owned an RC anything, you know. And I've gone through 2 servos, and I'm already dumping tons of money into it. It's ridiculous. I knew this would happen. That's why I avoided RC for so long, because I just knew it was like one of those things where it constantly breaks, and you're always doing things. You're tinkering and buying and upgrading. It's just like a money pit. I just knew it. Been trying not to spend any money on it, but I couldn't. You know, I mean, the thing doesn't work now, so I've got to have a servo. I really need 2 servos so I can have rear steering, but I can live with 1 servo. I'm a broke ass. So for $16.95, 1 servo, $20 for a BEC, so that I don't fry that servo. I hope. I don't know. Yeah, the BEC might not have been necessary. I might not have needed it. But when I do upgrade to larger servos, at least I'll have it. So that's my update on the baptism by fire from the Red Cat there. Ridiculous.